I need to show you how to get in, or do you know what you're doing?
And give me the whole, this may feel like
So it's going to feel very strange, but we got to put your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry, right.
Yeah, there we go.
Buckle me up. Here we are, man. It's early in the morning. We're back after a pandemic.
So early.
So damn early. I'll tell you what, though.
What?
I'm refreshed. I'm rejuvenated.
You're ready. You look like you lost some weight. You look good, man.
What?
Yeah, you look good.
Well, I'll tell you what. You look good, too, because you also threw on a new do.
I wanted to just see what would happen and see what it looked like if I just kept going, you know? And it's kind of the spirit. It's the aviator spirit,
Dude,
my brother.
Leave it. Leave it. Don't cut it.
No, I want to say to you, okay, all of our fans out there, my mom, that I am cutting this hair right after we get done. So this is the last time you're going to see it.
The only way you can get a haircut is if I get to do it.
Okay. Deal.
Fair enough.
Deal.
Anyway, we're back. We've got a great episode for you tonight, all the way from Montana, Michigan. She's from all over the place.
Yes.
Julie McQueen.
Yes. She is the CEO of CarbonTV, where, if y'all don't know, this show, Old Green Plane, currently is airing.
They're our platform, man.
Download it anywhere you can get on smart TV apps. But
free app, all things outdoor, man. It's so
amazing.
cool. But she's also an outdoor enthusiast.
Former model, traveled all over the world, and she used to be a professional poker player.
Yeah, well, you know,
she still showed up.
Hey, welcome to Nebraska, guys.
Now it's my turn to do the duck.
See, I'm trying to be good.
It was my turn to do the duck that time.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always a shit show. Oh man, I am so happy you still decided to come out and hang with us.
This
We
is
got
great.
a lot planned, but at the last thing we did not mention about your skill set is that you yourself are a pilot.
Yes.
And not current for all you aviation and pilots themselves, but you can definitely take the yokes, right?
Yeah, you bet. She's landing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure.
I'm good at that part.
So we're going to Wilson Lake, Kansas. We got a really cool hunting cabin we're going to stay in, do some fishing and kayaking. Hopefully the weather's okay so we can stand up paddleboard, because I have done some crunches about 6 months ago.
Excellent.
Nice work.
So
I am excited because we're also lucky enough to be joined by Chef Adam Dodworth, who's here locally, Copper Kettle, who's going to join us down
He's a mixologist, isn't he?
And he's one of those guys who mix up a drink, cook up some food.
All right, so let's we're burning daylight, so let's get in the plane and get going before it gets too hot out here.
Lead
All
us,
right, let's
pilot
go.
person.
All right, here we are. This is Old Green Plane, or we call him Butch.
Oh, this is Butch. All right.
Yep.
Looking
Wow,
so good.
even more beautiful in person.
I love it. Well, he's that kind of guy.
Should be handsome, not beautiful, right?
Right,
more
right.
handsome in person.
So
Okay.
step up here, step over there.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be a blast. You guys ready for this?
I am totally ready for this. This is going to be amazing.
Craig, was that your toe on your brand new
No,
sneakers?
not the new shoes. Oh boy.
Cameras are on. We're on our way to Wilson, Kansas. We're going to land at Virgil Lawson's place, do some fishing and canoeing.
Nice.
Earlier on the trip, we were talking, Julie, about aviation, and one of the things you said was that it's a community.
Yes.
And so, tell me again, like, your love for aviation and why.
Well, I feel like, somebody who falls in love with aviation, you don't fall out of love with it. It's kind of a lifelong love, right? And I feel like a lot of people can bond through aviation. So when you meet someone, like last night I met some of your friends at the hangar, and, we were talking about stories and different planes that we've flown over the years and, places that we've been. And, there's really a kind of passion that comes out from people who love aviation, and it is a community. And I think that's why you see a lot of these events, flying events and competitions and, small towns all across America, all across the world, they celebrate this incredible thing that people bond over. And then you come up with something like this and you get to see this beautiful world we live in, sitting here with friends and telling stories. And it's just this incredible thing. And I would encourage anybody who hasn't really, dove into aviation, if they haven't tried it, they might fall in love with it.
Right.
And it's easy to go take some lessons and learn something about it and really understand it more.
Well, and the coolest thing, too, is with what you do. So you're the president and CEO of CarbonTV, and with what you do in your day job, I mean, what I don't know two cooler passions to combine. You've got the outdoors, hunting, and then aviation.
Right, yeah. Both of them allow us to enjoy this beautiful world, and it gets you outside and it's so peaceful up in an airplane. You know, a lot of people, they'll travel commercial. It's not peaceful.
Yeah.
It's not something that you sit there and you can almost go into a meditative state when you're, you know, watching everything that's happening and appreciating the world. Same with hunting. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of us can go out into the woods, whether we're, you know, Western spot and stalk or sitting in a tree stand, however you want to do it. But you can almost go into a meditative state. When,
Right.
You know, just out there enjoying something you're so passionate about. So yeah, there's a major crossover there. And, you know, I'm lucky with my work at Carbon TV, you know, I get to live vicariously through a lot of people who air their content with us. And they tell these incredible stories and they show these beautiful places that they go to. And I have just this massive appreciation for this exciting life that we can live when you put yourself in the right situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the biggest misconceptions, because if you think about hunting, we're kind of, it's hard to get new people introduced to hunting
Yes.
and enjoy it. And it's the same with aviation. I think there's a struggle in both industries. Like, how do we get our youth? Because everybody thinks that aviation is so expensive.
Right.
And that it's so, it's so dangerous. But when... But here's the thing, is it's aviation. When you look at other sports, golf or anything, aviation hunting is, if you do it right, it's not that much.
Right, and also, you know, the thing to remember is you can take as much or as little as you want. You don't have to fly every day, but it's nice to kind of experience that and understand if it is something you love. And it's the same with hunting. But I think just allowing young people to learn about it and giving them the opportunity to be, you know, aware of that in life. And for those of us who didn't have that opportunity when we were kids, it just means that we're more passionate about making sure every kid has the option.
Yeah, and that's, with aviation, I've never said no to someone that said, hey, my child wants to go flying.
Right.
So a friend of mine, I took his daughter and son up. I took his son up for his 8th birthday. I took Ramon's kids up.
That's
and
cool.
his daughter, Praise, loved it so much that now he told me she wants to be a pilot when she grows up.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, kids, you know, they're so impressionable and they're resilient, you know, so they'll, even if they're a little bit afraid of it, you know, as long as you take precautions and make sure they feel safe and secure and know what's happening and make them a part of it, I think that, you know, they will never forget that. That's not something that they walk away from and go, oh, yeah, that was all right. They're always going to remember that feeling.
Well, because, anybody can look up at the sky and say, man, I wish I could be up there. And my challenge to them is, well, get up there.
Right. Yeah.
Call and get a discovery flight or call Old Green Plane.
Right. Yes.
So I want to switch gears a little bit, and so I'm sorry if I'm asking too many questions, but so if you could go back 15 years ago and meet 15-year younger Julie McQueen, you pull her aside, what do you tell her?
I would tell her to keep saying yes to opportunities. I would tell her not to care as much what people think.
Okay.
And I would tell her to embrace vulnerability, because it took me a long time to understand that. Because, you know, I'm a guarded person in a lot of ways, even though I'm an open book in other ways. But it took me a long time to understand that the more vulnerable I would allow myself to be, the more connected I could be with other people.
Right.
And when you close that door and don't let people into your world because you're afraid of the vulnerable part of it, it sucks. So I would go back and I would tell my younger self, like, keep doing what you're doing. You're pretty freaking amazing. You know, you're smart. You're on the right track. But, like, loosen up a little bit. Like, not everyone's out to hurt you. It's all right. You know, be a little vulnerable. And that's part of the thing. We're all on this amazing journey together, and you should embrace that. Like, I'm going to mess up just like anybody else. But back then, I was so terrified people would know if I messed up. And now it's like, I mean, part of what I've built my career on is the fact that, like, I mean, I don't do a lot of things right. But I do a lot of things, you know?
I mean, I almost think that sometimes failure makes us so much stronger and so much better. I've had a business that failed, and I know it was a stigma. I felt like it was such a weight on my back for so many years of, you know what, you have failures, and you learn from your mistakes, and you pick up and you try again.
Right.
You know, and so when we look at this, it's like, and some of the things I hear you say before I really got to know you, I was like, yeah, it's easy for you to say. You're Julie fucking McQueen. Right? But now that I know you, it's like, hey, guess what, champ? Julie McQueen took just as many kicks to my shins as you did.
Right.
No.
I didn't have an easy life. But my mom would tell me when I was a little girl, you can be anything you want to be, but you have to be smart. Don't rely on what you look like. Doesn't matter what you like. Take it all away. If you're smart and put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want. And I'm from a poor family in Oklahoma, middle of nowhere, no opportunity. There was nothing there.
Right.
I moved out when I was 16.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me what made you decide to do that.
My mom moved away, and I wanted to finish high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I got a full-time job and put myself through the rest of high school and graduated and started my first company the day I turned 18. And it's been a grind ever since. I just love it. I love creating opportunities and manifesting my future. And that's the path that I've been on. And so when I hear, kids talking about, their plans and what they want to do, I think the most important thing we can do is just tell them you can literally do anything you want. Anything at all. You just name it and manifest it and put that energy into it and be smart about it. You can do whatever you want. Because if I can go from that place that I was at growing up and I can do all the fun shit that I've done in my life, you can do anything you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, but that's missing a lot in today's youth, is someone to say, hey, listen, you know what? You can do everything you want. Make good choices and manifest goodness and study goodness and be good.
Right.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
There's Wilson Lake right there. That's our destination.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so what we'll do is we will fly a low pass, and Craig, if you want to tell them that we are literally about over them.
Oh, that's really cool.
Welcome to Minnow Creek Airport in Wilson, Kansas.
Minnow Creek Airport with a grass runway. I love it.
Yes.
That's cool.
After landing in Minnow Lake Airport, we were able to tour the homestead of the airport's owner, Virgil. He had some amazing toys aviation fans, motorcycle fans, and truck fans would all be amazed by. After that, the job was at hand. Collect some supplies, see what was available, pet a dog, and get on the water. After paddleboards, we decided to head back out to Virgil's, where we met up with some new friends. Because there's only one thing to do after a day under the hot sun and in the water, and that's shoot a big ass gun.
Now that right there is America, motherfucker.
Say the shot you take, always hit the target you aim for. Yeah.
Back at the cabin, Adam is hard at work preparing the night's dinner, and he's excited because he's showing us something brand new. Marinated mackerel and citrus campfire tacos cooked to perfection over coals inside of a watermelon. And with that, he's added his restaurant's signature fresh taco accoutrement, signature salsa, red cabbage slaw, and their homemade corn tortillas.
So, what do you guys think of? What was the first thing went through your head when you hit the water tonight? Today?
Which part? Like when we climb down on the beach and it's like, oh, this work, it's hot as shit.
I knew.
Jumping in that water.
It was clean.
Bro, it instantly made me feel like I was like 12 again. It was so refreshing.
Invigorating, man.
Nice.
It's invigorating, yeah.
Respect the Navy training. Because I watched Collin do the thing where he does the perfect dive. I was like, okay, Navy. And I was like, all right, here I go. And then all this.
Oh, my stomach.
Normal. He's got YMCA shark training.
I was a shark, too.
Let's be honest. That 50 caliber
That was awesome.
shut the front door.
Yeah, man.
So we
Did
let
you
you
even get to
guys.
shoot that 50 cal?
Oh, shit. Did he?
He tell the story now.
Did you get it?
Well, hold on. The story is that it was shot at you, and the bullet was held.
That's right. I caught it.
Yeah, yeah, guys, we do need to figure out our story before Gene goes home. How about you? Well, you ever do way?
He's married. Yeah, I tell that wife something. He was shooting it. He tripped and fell, swung it over, aimed it right at me. I caught it. Then I sneezed.
Haven't had those tacos as nachos? No.
Amazing.
Adam, man, you outdid yourself.
Yeah, you did.
It's amazing.
Thank
That
you.
is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
It was so good.
How else do you end the perfect day with great friends? By getting a lesson in poker from a former poker pro herself.
How did you get into playing pro? How did you get into that? How?
Into the professional part of it?
Yeah.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
So you saw opportunity.
Yeah, and back then not a lot of girls were doing that. And so it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
But it was cool. I would just go to different cash games and make cash, and then I would buy into tournaments with the cash, and then I would get sponsorships for those tournaments also, and then I would pay off 50% of whatever I wanted.
What's the highest stake game you've ever been in?
I don't really know.
And who was Who was it against?
Well, I played the World Series 4 years.
What?
Yeah. So, fun fact. So, honestly, the way I use it as a business, and I would keep a notebook, and somewhere I have this notebook of every person I've played against back then in the day. And I would keep track of, like, if I was playing you, I would keep track of your mannerisms and what you did and what your tells were and what hands they were. But
Tells don't matter. He made horrible choices.
But the other thing too is like I've heard you say though that when it comes to like being out in the field, there's similarity there.
Yes.
Like you see
I did write an article about that a long time ago.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, you did your research.
Cool.
Yeah, I wrote an article once about the similarities of playing poker and working in the field of hunting and how.
Because there are tells.
Yeah, for sure. You just have to pay attention to everything. Like
With that being said, divvy it up.
Whoa.
Did you just double it?
Collin.
Yeah.
You got them.
So you guys add one more if you want to stay.
Do you want me to put this on?
Yes, out of my sight, please.
Sorry, buddy.
Alright, Craig.
I'm here. I'm here.
God, it'd be really nice if we could play right now with a fucking cigarette.
I'm done. That is.
What's happening with you guys?
Yeah, no.
Smoking a heater right now would be really good.
You can't look at that now.
I'm not looking.
Actually,
Did you put
Put it in 10.
Actually,
Okay, and I'll call, and I know, like, the reason I stayed in the hand, I think you have an ace for sure. No?
Don't. That
You
would be
don't?
why.
well, Mike's got it.
What do you think I have?
I think you have probably like a 9-10 suited.
Really? Are we flipping?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Play to win now. Play to win now. Play.
So the reason I stayed in is with the 10, I would have got a straight.
Sure.
Get out. Right. Smart.
The reason I stayed in because I knew I wanted to win.
But you also play to like win over time, right?
Yeah, I just kept calling.
I had a 3 and a 4.
I had the Joker and the directions card. Well, these is all right.
And your Poker for Dummies book.
I think it's a wild card.
This is these are chance games.
Right.
But you are a part of the company.
Yes.
That right now is not a part of the chance games.
That's right.
You are the
It's very
CEO.
strategic.
You
Yes.
are the CEO of one.
It's very strategic.
When you think about the future of,
Yeah.
of Carbon TV,
Right.
when you think about the chips you're cashing in,
Mm-hmm.
or that you're trying to put in the middle, like
Right.
what is the future of Carbon TV as
Yeah.
we see it right now?
It's very strategic. And
Yeah.
I've watched it and guided it over the past couple of years to a place where we have a lot of options. Everyone knows Carbon TV as distributing content for the outdoors as an OTT platform. But we're moving into it's an interesting move. We've created a sleep app, which is, so sleep stories.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest. So as a person who lives alone, I sleep alone, like I'm alone, right? I have a dog, but I'm always alone. I use a sleep story to fall asleep at night because I don't watch TV and I don't like just white noise. So there are apps out there that provide sleep stories, and it's a nice voice talking you to sleep. And I can be honest, I've never lasted past 3 or 4 minutes of these stories. We have created an app that is going live very soon, and we've put a lot of effort and time and money and thought into this process. And it's based on ecopsychology, which is the study of how nature affects us and our well-being and our peacefulness and how calm we are and how connected we are to nature. And so we are the first and only sleep app that is based on ecopsychology and sleep stories based on nature and the outdoors. So it's kind of this interesting angle of taking the company in a new direction, because if you think about it, we're all storytellers. You guys are a storyteller. You tell a story in a certain way. I tell a story in a certain way. We're all storytellers in life.
Yeah.
And so this is a way for us to keep people entertained through Carbon TV during the day and put them to sleep at night.
One last question. Am I the small blind or?
It was a whirlwind day spent with some amazing people, made even better by a perfect location. But as we packed up, we stopped to reflect on our time with our guest one more time.
Did you have fun?
I feel like I should have just plugged my ears most of the time.
Why? Why? Are you kidding me? I thought we were going to write a song. The Julie McQueen under the Kenton under the wing.
Oh yeah, no, we are writing that song.
Yeah. That's if we had had a guitar last night and I knew how to play it, I would have written that
I was
song.
playing the spoons in the corner, but no one wanted to play
Well,
with
those
me.
were spoons. Fair enough. You had a few beers. I'm not sure you grabbed the spoons.
But I did learn how to play poker, so now I'm ready.
I mean,
What was your highlight?
Highlight was jumping off of rocks was really fun. Dinner was amazing.
Oh, dinner was amazing.
Yeah.
I feel just like it was a constant buzz of goodness.
Wonderfulness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really,
Wilson
really
Lake
nice.
did not disappoint this trip.
Right.
And neither did you.
Oh, well.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming on Old Green Plain and telling your story.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me, borrow your show, hijack the plane, and, have
Yeah.
a good time with everything. It was really fun.
If you're going to get hijacked by Julie McQueen.
I mean, they should make shirts that say that.
Right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
should. They should.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we've got a windy flight home.
Yes.
Let's get packed up and head out.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right.
Camera speed. Nope. Hold on. Do it again.
Too early.
You wait till we say it.
Oh.
And clap. Thank you.
We're back, man.
Just hold on. I just wanted to clap. I'll tell you action when I'm set.
You gotta do like Wayne and Garth when he was 3.
Jesus Christ. Is this fucking thing on?
And action.
All right, Craig, we're back.
Do we clap now?
After